been a topic of conversation, hasn't it, for quite some time in regards to what's going to happen to the World Darts Championship. We know that the ticket sales are bigger and the demand is bigger than the supply, which is always going to lead to some changes. We've seen the sessions extended this year, with the event going up to 128 players, giving the opportunity for more sessions. That didn't curb demand, so the only thing left to do is to change the venue. The last venue was the Circus Tavern, 2007, when Raymond van Barneveld beat Phil Taylor in a rule-changing match. A rule change that still is relevant to this very day. 2008 World Championship, it moved to the Alexandra Palace. John Part coming through, £100,000 going to his bank account for his victory over a debutant Kirk Shepherd. Well, it's all about to change. This year, Luke Littler will go into the Alexandra Palace as the defending champion for the last time in those four walls. But I don't mean the perimeter walls. I mean the four walls of that specific room. So the darts is staying at the Alexandra Palace. However, it's moving next door. So next door to the arena that we know and love and we become so iconic to the darting universe is a room called the Great Hall. Now the Great Hall is traditionally where they used to house things like production, so like all the lorries and bits would be in there, so it never really was possible to go into this room. However, logistics have changed and problems have been solved, which means darts can stay at the Alexandra Palace, which I know there was venues being looked at in regards to potential moves, and it's going to stay there till 2031 in the Great Hall. The Great Hall will be allowed a greater capacity. It's a bigger room, and it's hosted darts before. Back in the day, the News of the World, back in the 1960s, was played in there. My granddad actually played in this event, and I've got all the memorabilia still, the gold darts, the silver darts, the sea salver, the programmes, all those sort of memorabilia bits along the way. And it was quite nice that when I played at the Alexandra Palace for the first time, I went in that room and the PDC sort of gave me a little bit of a tour to see where my granddad would have been, and then obviously the journey, which kind of makes me want to go back and play there again, just so I can play on that same stage in the biggest event in the world, just like my granddad did back in the 60s. That would be quite a nice little thing. But I digress. What is the benefit here of this event? So by going into the bigger room, we can have a bigger venue, bigger capacity. So with the increased sessions, it is deemed that 70,000 tickets will be available. So there was two things that could happen here. They could ramp up ticket prices, or they could find more seats. And this is a great way of solving this problem. So more people, 70,000 more people now are going to be able to enjoy the World Darts Championships without it having to move venue. So you still get those iconic things, such as when you see the Alexandra Palace on the top of the hill. All those sort of iconic shots over the years are still going to be very, very relevant. And for you guys, more opportunity to get and see the event with around about 5,000 tickets available per session. That is some increase. Let me know what you think, guys. Are you glad about this move? I can't see this being a negative for any way, shape or form. And for me, if there was ever going to lose a venue, if there's ever a venue that's so iconic with darts, I'd say it's more the Winter Gardens. So I actually quite like this move over. Let me know in the comment section, guys. Catch you soon for some more Edgar TV.